Nigga, you must forgot you got a dead baby in the ground. Woody must forgot he got a dead baby in the ground trying to talk noise. Nigga, the maggots ain't even ate the baby up yet. The baby still got skin on his ass, Woody. And you want to go with me with a dead baby? Woody, you want to go with me? I'm gonna make you crash out. You know what? I'm gonna make your bitch ass crash out, nigga. I'm finna talk about that dead baby. Now, didn't you just put a baby in a little box, looking like a little shoe box? Oh, no. Woody, didn't you just bury your baby in a Nike shoe box, nigga? You better leave me alone. Say, didn't you just put little William in a shoebox, nigga? And put some sand on top of him? You better leave me alone, boy. Before I have your whole family crying again.
Charleston White is trending again, but this time it's not just internet loud. This time, he said something on camera that a lot of people feel you cannot take back, even with an apology. He went from beefing with YSL Woody to bringing Woody's family pain into the mix, and the reaction has been instant. People aren't debating if it was too far. They're saying it was past the line, past the exit, and straight into dangerous territory. And now the question isn't who won the argument. The question is, what happens next when you keep turning real trauma into content? Now, before we get into it, I'm going to say this clearly. This video is not encouraging anything violent, and I'm not wishing harm on anybody. I'm breaking down what was said, why people are reacting the way they are, and what the real-world consequences can look like when you play with certain topics.
I talked to somebody, right? I had a plan for Charleston White. I'm gonna be honest. I did.
What the plan was, bro?
To humiliate him. So what my plan was, when we do the comedy, I was gonna get him on the stage with me, and I was gonna show the world that, you know, these type of they talk on the internet won't say it in your face. And I was gonna do a joke, and I was gonna be like, hey, Charles White, tell the world how these niggas is. And get on the West name, know he gonna cut up, and be like, you know, yeah, because when you in the face, they won't say it and say all this shit you had to say about my child. And give him an opportunity to say it in my face. So you got two choices. You got to say it and let's get this going, or you going to back down.
He was going to say it.
He wasn't going to say it. I promise you he wasn't going to say it.
That nigga had Mace cop, boy.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Because he underestimated me.
I don't think he would say it about your daughter, though.
Listen, my nigga.
Yeah.
Charles White underestimate me. He tell me all the time. My friends say don't go around you. I was saying to myself, your dumb ass went around me. But you know, my relationship with God, you know, God loved me so much, man. I could pray and ask for something and God give it to me today.
Why you say he underestimated you though?
Because he can't. He can't. I don't give a fuck.
He could have been trying to make amends though.
Ain't no making amends. My daughter innocent. My daughters don't do that make people date. She walk up on you. If I had right now, she'll hug you.
No, I did what you saying about that. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. You saying like you went too far to feel like you can come back from that. And for you to try to act like you coming back from that, you just trying me.
Now, so my thing is, I watch how he do other people and their kids. And I'm saying to myself, I forgive him, but I'm seeing you started doing this to other people. So I didn't want no apology. Don't apologize, because this is just who you are. But I know that them people, family, wish they get their hands on them. I got them. You feel me? But I'm saying to myself, look at him. He not worth it.
To understand why everyone is so heated today, you gotta rewind. Charleston White and YSL Woody have been going back and forth for a minute. It didn't start as I hate you for life. It started like most internet beefs start. Jokes, sneak disses, people calling each other clout chasers, people saying you fell off, and fans egging it on like it's a sport. Then Charleston took it somewhere personal. In a public interview moment that went viral, he started making disrespectful comments about Woody's child. That's when everything changed, because it's one thing to talk about a grown man who can defend himself. It's another thing to involve kids, especially a kid with real-life challenges. And people were shocked because Charleston's whole brand is, I'll say anything, but even his own supporters were like, nah, this one ain't it. That moment set the tone for everything after, because once you do that, you can't be surprised when people stop looking at it like jokes. And here's the wild part. Even after all that, it looked like the situation might have calmed down for a second.
Charleston White gets a couple hours after this interview dropped. Do you think Woody had anything to do with it?
I'm gonna see if he want to crash out. I don't think he gangster no more. I don't think he got it in him no more.
Woody, don't crash out, man.
Woody, crash out. Your baby with the wooden leg with the kickstand on it. While you buying 2 AP watches, get that little girl some braces. Forrest Gump mama get him in a school, remember? We all seen Forrest Gump mama before he got them braces put on his leg. Do something for that little girl leg so she ain't got to get picked on in middle school.
Why you got to stoop that low, though?
Because I'm trying to get him to crash out. He stooping low and lied and said I put a tracker in his car.
After the first wave of disrespect, Woody did interviews where he basically explained how close he was to reacting in a way that could have ruined his life. He made it sound like he had anger, real anger, but he chose to step back and not crash out. He talked about wanting to embarrass Charleston publicly, to expose that some people get brave online but don't talk the same way face to face. Whether you agree with Woody or not, one thing was clear. He felt like Charleston crossed a boundary involving family, and he was trying to handle it without throwing his whole life away. And he also made something else clear. He wasn't interested in apologies like it's a customer service problem. In his mind, disrespecting somebody's child isn't something you can just undo with a quick, "my bad." He was basically saying, I can forgive, but don't think you can keep testing me. That's important, because it sets up why today blew up the way it did. Because if somebody tells you, don't go there again, and you go there again, the internet is going to treat that like you wanted the smoke.
Yeah, Woody got a retarded baby. Nigga, my baby ain't retarded. Nigga, my baby graduated 16. Woody got an autistic retarded daughter with a wooden leg. Yeah, nigga daughter walking with a wooden leg with a disabled malfunction body. Man, that nigga better shut up, nigga. Mama dead, daughter retarded with a malfunctioning leg. Man, tell Woody and that other hoe ass nigga to hush they motherfucking mouth, nigga. My baby in college at 16 years old, nigga. And nigga, please. He got a retarded baby. Thank God I ain't got no motherfucking retarded motherfucking baby. That nigga produced, that's them retarded genes. That's them motherfucking retardation genes. That boy done made a retarded little girl with a, yeah, Woody made a retarded baby with a leg with a Forrest Gump. He need to buy that baby some braces. He needs to buy that little baby some leg braces. The little retarded motherfucker. And she violent like him.
So fast forward to the newest viral clips. The back and forth pops up again. People are posting memes, making jokes, stirring the pot, the usual. Then Charleston gets online and starts talking crazy again. But this time, it wasn't just slick talk. It was the kind of talk that hits people in the stomach. The clip that's spreading shows Charleston making comments about Woody's personal loss and saying things in a way that most people consider cruel, not comedic. And that's why the reaction is different today. Because when a person is publicly grieving and you make that grief a punchline, people don't even look at it as roasting. They look at it as bullying somebody's pain. Now, I'm not repeating the graphic stuff word for word because that's not necessary and it's disrespectful to the situation. But if you've seen the clip, you know why people are mad. It wasn't bars, it wasn't jokes, it was straight up provocation, said out loud, on purpose, for the internet. And when you do that, you're not just arguing with the person anymore. You're arguing with everybody who's ever lost someone and knows what that pain feels like. And now you've got two different conversations happening at once, the internet conversation and the real life one. Here's why people are acting like this isn't just another Charleston rant. 1, the topic. Some things are sensitive forever, not for a week, not until the trend ends, forever. 2, the pattern. People feel like Charleston keeps pushing, then stepping back, then pushing again. Like he wants the reaction, but doesn't want the consequences. 3, who he's pushing. Woody has a reputation in the streets and on the internet for being unpredictable. Whether you believe everything you hear about anybody's past or not, the perception is still powerful. When people believe somebody is volatile, they treat it like a real risk, not a storyline. And 4, the timing. Woody has posted emotional messages before about being angry, being hurt, being tired, and trying to stay grounded. So when Charleston jumps in and pokes at that wound, people see it as pouring gas on a fire. Now, does that mean something is guaranteed to happen? No. Nobody can predict the future, and nobody should be rooting for anything to happen. But what it does mean is that this isn't the kind of beef that stays online easily, because the subject matter is way too personal. And once the internet senses this might turn real, the content machine goes into overdrive. As soon as those clips started circulating, the comment sections became a battlefield. You got one group saying Charleston always does this, and people need to stop acting surprised. They're basically like, this is literally his whole thing. You got another group saying, nah, this time he went too far. And they're not saying it softly either. They're saying it with real anger, like they're offended on a human level, not a fan level. Then you got the third group, which is the most dangerous group online. The group that treats everything like entertainment and wants the situation to escalate just so they can watch it. That's the part people don't talk about enough. The internet loves the moment right before things go bad. People call it getting spicy, standing on business, It's up, like it's a movie. But in real life, when things go bad, people end up in courtrooms, hospital rooms, or jail cells, and then everybody acts like they didn't want that. So the reaction right now is loud, divided, and messy, and it's feeding the situation. But beyond the jokes, there's a serious angle people aren't paying attention to: the legal and platform consequences. When you go viral for extreme statements, there are consequences that don't even involve the other person showing up. First is legal risk. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not giving legal advice, but generally speaking, certain kinds of speech can bring attention you don't want. If you say things that sound like harassment, threats, or targeted abuse, you can create problems for yourself. Even if you think it's just content, the system doesn't always treat it like a joke. Second is safety risk. When you make yourself a target publicly, you're not just dealing with the person you're beefing with. You're dealing with their fans, their people, random strangers who want clout, and anyone who wants to insert themselves. That's how situations become unpredictable. Third is platform risk. People report, clips get flagged, accounts get restricted, sponsors back away. Even if you don't care about cancel culture, you can still lose money and opportunities when brands don't want to be attached to certain kinds of controversy. And fourth is personal risk. Living in constant conflict changes how you move. You start looking over your shoulder. You start needing extra security. You start changing where you go. That's a stressful way to live, even if you pretend it's fun online. So the big question becomes, why does Charleston keep pushing it to this level? Charleston White has built a whole lane off saying what nobody else will say. He thrives on shock value. He thrives on making people angry. And he knows that controversy spreads faster than calm conversations. In his mind, attention is the currency. The angrier people get, the more they share. The more they share, the bigger the moment gets. And the bigger the moment gets, the more money and visibility can come from it. That's not me praising it. That's just the internet reality. But the problem is, shock value has a ceiling. Eventually, you don't have anywhere else to go except darker and darker topics. And once you start using real grief as fuel, you're not just trolling. You're stepping into something people take personally. That's why even people who normally laugh at Charleston are saying, nah, this one is nasty. And now we're at the stage where everybody is waiting, not for a joke, but for a response. From here, it usually goes one of three ways. Outcome 1, silence and cooling off. Somebody behind the scenes tells both sides to chill. The internet moves on. Everyone keeps their distance. This is the best outcome because it keeps it from turning into something irreversible. Outcome 2, more talking, more clips, more escalation. Charleston doubles down. Woody responds online. Fans keep pushing it. The situation becomes a loop. This outcome is the worst for everyone because it keeps raising the temperature. Outcome 3, consequences outside the internet. Not even necessarily violence, but consequences like legal moves, public restrictions, security issues, or people cutting ties. Once a situation becomes too risky, the people around you start making decisions for their own safety and reputation. The smartest move for everybody involved is de-escalation. Not because it's soft, but because real-life consequences don't care who had the best one-liner. At the end of the day, this isn't even about who's funnier or who's louder. This is about boundaries. Most people can handle insults about themselves, but when you start poking at kids, family, and personal loss, you're not just trolling anymore. You're creating a situation where somebody's emotions can override logic and then everybody loses. I want to know what you think. Did Charleston take it to a place you can't come back from? Or do you think this is just another day on the internet and people are overreacting? And do you think social media encourages this kind of behavior? Because the more extreme you are, the more you trend. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Keep it respectful. And if you want another breakdown like this, make sure you're subscribed. Because the moment there's an update, you already know we're covering it.